Hello and welcome to the official AI business channel. Now today I want to talk about a tool called Replit. Now you may have heard about this. I was super excited when I saw the demo. Looks like a fantastic product. I'll talk about a little bit about what it is, but I've been using it for about 7 to 10 days, something like that. It's quite a new product. It only came out beginning of September. And basically it allows people like me, non-technical people with product ideas that really want to try to create something. And you can build things like web applications, Slack bots. There's lots of different use cases, digital data visualization. So there's plenty of use cases, but does it live up to the hype? You could probably see by this slide here, at the moment, I don't think so. And I want to go through some of the things where I think it really falls down before you consider opting to pay for Replit. Okay, so as I mentioned, it's a no-code AI coding platform. So there are a few others out there as well. The reason I went for this, because of the big sell of just using language. So you type in a prompt and it literally creates all of the files and documents for you. Or so they say. So what's the pricing? It's important to talk about that up front. Now, again, this is really attractive. I think I actually got this deal when it was $120 a year. That has now jumped up to 180 or £25 a month. So it's gone up quite a bit fairly quickly. Within a month, their launch price from September to October. So it has jumped up $60. The one thing to note here, there's a no refund policy. So if I was you and you were looking to test this tool out for yourself, definitely go for the $25 a month option. I've had it less than a month and I already wish I hadn't paid the $120 in its current state. I'm not saying it won't get better. I don't want to completely poo-poo this. I've got it for a year and I'm hoping that more users come on. I know I'm not encouraging this, but more users come on, more testing happens. And it gets better. So the biggest problem that we're seeing online and that I've found is the usage limits. So if you're trying to build an app and it's supposed to be very simple, I'm not building meta, I'm not building hugely creative things. To give you a couple of examples, I've tried to build a Slack bot, which allows for booking desks in an office. I've tried an AI image generator, kind of YouTube thumbnail generator. Nothing too complex, I don't think, because they can tap into ChatGPT. You can use your OpenAI keys to tap into big LLMs and image generation tools like DALL-E. So some of the things that I found and I'm seeing others find. So I wanted to share that. I mean, this user here from Twitter has been using it for about an hour and it's already put a block on it. Now, I found it slightly longer than an hour. So for me, it's been a couple of hours. But I have heard some people say that once they hit a usage limit, they can't use it for a following month. Now, I don't know if that applies to the yearly plan. I'm not sure what plan they're on. But I don't really see the hard and fast rule of what this is. So it's quite tough. You might be really trying to get stuck into a project. And it does block you for a few hours. I know I was blocked for about half a day yesterday. So typically you'd use it for a certain amount of time a day and you'd have to come back tomorrow. So if you're really trying to get stuck into something, that's really frustrating. And something I find incredible when you're paying for a product is that you can't actually buy additional time, but you can get more time if you market the product for them. So what they're asking here is that there's a high demand, but if you share a video of what you're building to Twitter, they consider offering you an increased quota. Now, I find that strange when you're paying for a product and then you're also having to market it to get more out of it. It seems very like cap in hand, and you're having to beg for more tools for something you paid for. I really don't like that. I think it's poor. Some other people as well. Saying here, Che saying that he has hit the usage limit for Replit. Please increase. Again, look, you're seeing here that please increase my quota. So this is where people are having to beg to use a tool they're paying for. Really not a fan of this. Yeah, I'm just not a fan. I think that's terrible. Kevin, what are you supposed to do when you hit the AI daily limit? Yeah, again, look, it's frustrating. You really get excited about an idea you have and you want to try it out, and it just doesn't happen. And one of the biggest bugbears of this, just to kind of to expand on it a bit more, that I've found, it's not even creation of the app, it's the endless questions. So one of the things, again, another app I was trying to build, with one of the apps I was trying to build, I was trying to just put in an email address. So if me as a user from a company wanted to put in my email address to book a room in my office, it couldn't work out how to take that input of an email. It kept failing, and it wasn't failing because I put in the wrong credentials. It just couldn't do it. I might come back and show you that. In fact, what I'm going to do in my next video, I will attempt to build an app with Replit, so you can see the exact steps. So I'll do that as a separate video after this. So if that's something you want to see, just build it in the comments, and then I'll do a live build, and you can see exactly what it is before you take your credit card or debit card out and pay for this. Swinging Bird says the Replit servers are down. Been waiting for 3 hours to an agent to wrap the code. Tried to log in on separate devices. Again, yeah, it is buggy, and they actually admit that this is a buggy product. It is alpha, in alpha stage. I would say it's sub-alpha. I don't think it's ready for production. But again, I can show you that when we do a build. Another problem that it has is quite forgetful. And this is probably where it comes back to, it's stuck in this loop. So when you're trying to build something, it just forgets what it's done before. Now, you could be working on a project, and look, when it builds the code, it's really impressive. It sets up all the files, it installs all of the different tool stacks that you'll supposedly need. And you'll get to a certain point, and it just kind of forgets where it's come from. It's strange. Like, I'm not an engineer, so I'm probably not explaining this. But the whole point of this is it's a no-code tool for non-coders. So I can only go from the experience of the ideal customer for this company. So what do we mean by that? So this digital agency here, they've built an app with an AI agent, forked it to create a substack, but it doesn't transfer the agent's memory. So it doesn't recognize things that it's done before. Now, what happens in that case then is it breaks further down the line and it can't go back and refer to it. It does have a rollback function in the system, so you should have checkpoints you can go back to, but I found they don't always work. They're not easy to roll back. Talking about the bug side. So this member on Reddit 8 days ago, a new user and have encountered several bugs. Additionally, the chat doesn't follow instructions. Do you have any tips or best practices? Okay, let's talk quickly about the language of it, because obviously that's the whole point of this tool, is that you just verbalize what you want it to build, and it builds it. Now, I'd say actually that's not a bad thing. It does that fairly well. It doesn't do a great job of the UI UX, in my opinion. I think it needs a lot of work to make something that doesn't look cheap and like a high school project. Now, if you're looking to build something like, I don't know, maybe a chess game or Tetris or a calculator like this, you could probably do that with this, and you'd get there. The problem is they're things from like the 80s and 90s. Like you can't commercialize that. You can't build something. You can't take your great idea of what to use in the modern day and bring that to life. And that's the biggest problem that I've found. This other user, as you can see, it's a major bug. Agent refuses to be an agent. Quite a problem. And then what the agent does, it tells you how to be an engineer. Then you have to go and amend the code yourself. Now that can be quite helpful, I guess, but it's not the idea of the product. So for me, you'd need some kind of engineering experience, even if that's fairly basic, to maybe complete some of the tasks from a no-code tool, which is odd. Okay, let's talk about the support or lack of. Now, I reached out to support because I'm having so many problems. And I think this is a fairly stock answer that you just get. But the thing I want to highlight here that it says, please remember that Replit is only available for testing, as is an experimental feature and may contain bugs. It definitely does contain bugs. And for an experimental tool, we are paying to be the guinea pigs. Now, you may say we're not paying much. It's not much money, but it is money. I think they should have had, they should have had user cases. They should have tested better before releasing to mass market, because I don't think it's a great start. And I think probably the reason they've done this is there are other tools which are very similar that have come to market. And I think Replit have panicked a little bit and they've tried to release this a bit too soon. So will it have a detrimental effect? I think probably yes. Because again, if I had my time again, I wouldn't invest my money in it where it is at the moment. And yeah, others have said the same there. So they've raised the ticket. This was only a couple of weeks ago. 3 days ago, ticket number, blah, 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 not really getting any support. So people are getting frustrated from the support and they're having to reach out via Twitter and Reddit and other means, which is, again, not great. So just to quickly wrap up, would I recommend it? No, I wouldn't. In the current state, I would not recommend this product. I think it could be amazing. I don't want to give up on it just yet. But I would hold out on forking out your money on this. So what I would do, as I promised, the next video I'm going to create is a start to finish, trying to build an app. So I'll come up with an idea, try and keep it fairly simple, and I will do a live code along where you can actually see me try to build something to see if I can get it from A to Z of an app. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It'd be great to hear your experiences with Replit. If you've tried using it, if you found it frustrating, or if you were thinking of trying it, please let me know. Add a thought in the comments, subscribe, and let's build something together.